This story begins in late autumn in Japan, the start of November, in a small town facing the Seto Inland Sea, where ancient traditions still thrive. Deepen your breathing. Close your eyes quietly and enter the world of this story. The protagonist, Sake, is currently standing on cold stone pavement. Around her, the fever of the festival has already receded, and a deep stillness is returning. The sound of distant waves and the cold late autumn air, mixed with the scent of the tide and the smell of the earth. Sake and her childhood friend, Kenta, have just finished the Inoko Tsuki ritual, going around the town. The comfortable fatigue remaining in her body is already inviting a deep sleep. In the back of her ears, the sound of the heavy stone still echoes. Dawson. Dawson. A regular rhythm pounding the earth. This sound is the very wish of the people of this town, thanking the gods for the year's harvest and praying for a peaceful winter. Kenta, walking next to Sake, stopped and sat down on the cold stone pavement. I thought my legs would give out. We definitely put too much power into the Inoko Tsuki this year. Kenta sighed dramatically and turned to Sake. But it was fun, right? The Inoko mochi this year was delicious. Especially the fragrant kinako one from the Tanaka's house. Sake smiled faintly. It was. But did you know, Kenta? When we got the mochi earlier, a girl from the next team asked, "What kind of festival is Inoko in the first place?" Kenta tilted his head, slightly surprised. Seriously? Even locals don't know? Pounding that heavy stone isn't just any festival, you know? What did you tell her, Sake? Sake looked up at the night sky and began to explain slowly. I told her this. Inoko is an ancient festival, mainly passed down in western Japan, for giving thanks for the harvest and preparing for winter. And it's called Inoko because it's held on the day of the Boar in the 10th month of the old calendar. Kenta nodded with an impressed look. Huh, so you explained it properly. If it were me, I'd probably just say, preparation for getting nice and cozy in the kotatsu all winter. That's not wrong either. The most important meaning is the lighting of the fire that comes after, Sake said gently. Exactly, the fire lighting. That's the real core. We pound the earth on the day of the Boar. Get the thanks and permission of the earth god. And only then can we bring fire into the house and start using heating, right? People long ago were afraid of fire, so they prepared for winter so carefully like this. Kenta's voice suddenly became serious. His expression was hidden in the darkness of the night, but the tone of his voice conveyed how much he cherished this tradition. Yeah. So the sound of pounding that stone isn't just noise. It's the signal for winter to begin. And since the Inoko Tsuki is over today, starting tomorrow, the whole town will be enveloped in a genuine winter stillness. Sake warmed her cold palms with her breath. Kenta stood up and stretched widely. All right, I'm going home now to warm up this chilled body. Seriously, good work today. You hurry home too, and get warm. Okay. Thank you, Kenta. Good night. Kenta's footsteps tapped rhythmically on the cold stone pavement, gradually fading away. Sake stopped, alone. The surroundings were once again enveloped in a deep silence. The world around you is completely quiet, too. Saki's awareness shifts from sight to touch. In the cold night air, only her body was faintly emitting the heat from the muscles used for the Inoko Tsuki. That heat dissipates as it touches the cold air. Sake turned onto a narrow alley that led to her house. The ground of this alley was exposed earth, and with every step, it sank softly, like a fuka fuka sound. Focus the sensation of that soft earth onto the entire sole of your foot, and with every moment you put your weight on the ground. Feel the tension leaving your toes. Quietly and slowly, Sake approaches her home. Sake stood before the wooden door of her entrance. She feels her hand tremble slightly as it touches the cold wooden door. She takes a deep breath and gently opens the door. A slight creak from the old door. At that moment, warm, dry air, completely different from the outside chill, gently envelops Saki's face. A unique aroma is mixed into this warm air. It is the faint smell of burning wood and the gentle scent of soy sauce and dashi stock. Everything sends a signal of relief to Saki's heart. Your body, too, is now completely protected from the coldness of the outside world. Sake takes off her coat and muffler and walks along the wooden floor corridor. From the living room, at the end of the corridor, a faint orange light spills out, and that regular small sound can be heard. Hachi. 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 The sound of wood burning. It is the middle of the fire lighting ceremony. Sake slowly opened the sliding door to the living room. Inside the room, the electric lights were off, and only the flame of the hearth, Irori, in the center of the room, was the sole source of light. Her father and mother were sitting across from each other, separated by the hearth. The light of the flame illuminated them gently, and their expressions were filled with deep relief and gratitude. "Welcome home, Sake. You must be frozen," her mother said in a gentle voice. "I'm home. Outside, it already smells like winter. It really gets cold once the Inoko Tsuki is over." Sake sat down by the hearth, bringing her chilled cheek closer to the heat of the flame. The heat from the flame was not sudden, but a slow warmth that penetrated her body over time. Her father slowly placed a new, small piece of wood onto the burning kindling. The flame flared up strongly again, and along with a pachi-pachi sound, the fragrant scent of the firewood spread through the room. Now, our family's preparation for winter is complete. Her father began quietly. "Sake, this fire lighting ceremony is more than just starting the heating. Traditionally, this fire is connected to the god of fire. We light it with a prayer, thanks for the year's harvest, and for the family's safe passage through winter without fire." Her mother placed a small plate next to Sake. "Here, a reward for you. Inoko mochi, eaten with warmed tea. It will warm both your chilled body and your heart." On the plate were 2 Inoko mochi, dusted with kinako powder. Sake took a mochi and took a bite. The simple sweetness of the rice and the gentle aroma of kinako permeated her tired body. "It's delicious. Mom's Inoko mochi is the best. That's because you worked so hard during the Inoko Tsuki. It tastes even better." Her mother smiled. Her father continued, gazing at the hearth flame. "It's just as you told Kenta earlier. By pounding the earth, we convey our gratitude to the earth god, and welcome the god of fire into our home. And this sound of the fire, the pachi-pachi sound, is the most important sound of relief for our family. This sound is completely different from the outside clamor. It is the sound of life's peace. Noisy thoughts in your mind, events from school during the day, the conversation with Kenta. Everything drifts away. Beyond this hachi-pachi sound, the sensation of warm tea passing down your throat. Feel your body warm up from the inside, and your chilled stomach gently filled. Sake closed her eyes. The feeling of fullness, the warmth of the fire, and the quiet presence of her family completely filled her heart. Her mother and father hardly spoke anymore. The silent time spent simply gazing at the hearth flame was the most comforting relief for Sake. You are now completely protected within the warm nest of your family. Outside worries and anxieties exist in the distant night darkness, where the light of this fire cannot reach. Focus your consciousness on the swaying light of the burning flame. Feel the shadows in the room slowly lengthen and contract as the flame licks the firewood. This movement of light is monotonous and regular, burning into the back of your eyelids, drawing your consciousness deeper and deeper. Saki's eyelids are already heavy. She quietly rose from her seat and said good night to her parents in her heart. And she slowly headed toward her own room. When she quietly closed the living room door, the light and sound of the flame were shut out, and the silent darkness enveloped Sake again. She walked across the cold floor of the corridor and opened the sliding door to her room. Sake did not turn on the electric light in her room, only the soft light of the moon, streaming in from the window, faintly illuminated the space. That light, unlike the sunlight of the day, is cold and deep and has the power to soothe your heart. Sake changed into her pajamas. The weight of her uniform and daily clothes was completely released from her body. Your body, too, is now released from the weight of all duties and expectations. The tension around your neck, the stiffness in your lower back, the fatigue in your ankles. Put everything down on the floor. You're as light as a feather. Sake lay down on her bed. The fluffy futon gently wraps her chilled body. The soft sensation of the cloth touching her skin. Feel the weight of your body now slowly sinking into the mattress without resisting gravity. The weight of your head, the weight of your arms, the weight of your legs. Take 30 seconds and completely relax all the muscles in your body, resting yourself on the bed. In Saki's consciousness, the memories of the day are being quietly and gently reviewed. First, the regular rhythm of the earth being pounded. Dawson, Dawson. This sound invites you into the first layer of deep sleep. Next, the small crackling sound of the wood burning. Hachi, hachi. This sound burns away your anxiety, leaving only warm relief in your heart. Saki's breathing is gentle, deep, and regular. With every inhale, you draw warm assurance into the core of your body. With every exhale, you let go of the remaining slight tensions and all of tomorrow's plans. You are now in the stillness of this Inoko night. The cold air outside is blocked by the walls of the house, and the warm protection of the fire god embraces you. Sake felt her own mind become like the surface of a quiet pond after the fever of the festival has departed. The ripples on the surface are completely gone, leaving only deep, gentle darkness and the faint, cold light of the moon reflected within it. The noise of the town can no longer be heard. All you can hear is the sound of your own quiet, deep breathing. That breath sinks your consciousness into your deepest part. You no longer need to go anywhere. You are simply sinking into a deep, deep, peaceful sleep in this warm place. Into the deep, deep darkness. Good night.